If you can get it, that every negative emotion you feel means the same thing every single time. It means life has caused you to expand to another point, and you're not letting yourself go right now because you're holding to something that's keeping you from going there. You're resisting your own evolution. And we want you to understand that nothing ever upsets you or makes you unhappy than that. We know it feels like it's somebody else's fault, but it isn't somebody else's fault, because nobody else can get inside of you and perceive. Nobody else can hold the tone of your vibration. Of course you can be influenced to a vibration, and we don't blame you a bit for being upset if somebody influences you to a vibration that doesn't feel good. But you're in charge of your vibration, and when you get that, you will finally, maybe for the first time ever, but once and for all, be free. When you get it, that the way you feel is only about your attention to some subject, then you're free. Esther said to Jerry the other day, I'm on the brink of discomfort. And then she laughed and said, I want to be on the brink of appreciation. That's the brink I want to be on. I know I can't hold myself in off-the-wall appreciation and enthusiasm forevermore, but I can sure hang around in the vicinity of appreciation. I'm going to reach for thoughts that hold me on the brink of appreciation, so that in any moment I can just slip right over into appreciation. And when you get hanging around on that brink of appreciation, all kinds of wonderful things happen. Esther is in the ladies' room at a restaurant, and she hears in the room next door a mother and a child talking with one another. And the mother is saying, oh honey, it's not your fault. I should have brought you when you first told me that you needed to go. And the child said, that's all right, Mommy. And Esther thought, ooh, I must have been hanging out on the brink of appreciation, because here I got to hear this loving exchange between mother and child. In other words, when you're on the brink of appreciation, it's like living in a sort of Disney movie, and the bird swoops in just at the right time, and the little bunny comes up and wiggles its nose at you, and you look out the window of your office and the squirrel is twitching its tail. Some people are gagging over that sort of thing, as if no one should live with all that's going on in the world. Who deserves to live like that? And we say, you all do. You all deserve to hang out on the brink of appreciation. It's who you are. The source within you isn't hanging out on the brink of appreciation. The source within you went all the way. Even when you're living something that you consider to be awful, the source within you went all the way into love and all the way into appreciation. And if you're complaining about anything, the only thing that you're complaining about is source went off and felt good and you didn't go. You trained your mother to go over there with you, didn't you? In other words, you train your friend, be here with me. You train your mates, back me up on this, you say. Back me up on this. You need to back me up. I know I'm hateful and belligerent, and I know I'm on the brink of a nervous breakdown, but come over here and back me up. And we say, Source won't back you up. Source won't come over there to back you up. Source remains over here with who you have become, and not only backs you up, fulfills you, sustains you, is you. But you have to do the work of alignment. You must do the work of alignment, you see. In simple terms, if you want to feel good, you got to keep up with you. You've got to find ways right now, where all of your power is right now. You've got to find ways to let yourself be who you've become. A good way to sort of get the ball rolling, especially if you're new to this, would be to say, I wonder what my inner being thinks about this. What's my inner being's take on this? And your emotions are telling you that. If you've got a big knot in your stomach, it's telling you that the source within you is looking at this very differently than you are, and the way you're looking at it has caused separation is too strong a word, but it will do, separation from who you are. If you feel joy, and you ask that question, I wonder what source would, you know how when you ripple with that feeling of love or understanding, and you say, I wonder what my inner being thinks about this? You just thought what your inner being thinks about this. That's why you're rippling. That's why you're bubbling. That's why you're filled with that feeling of well-being. But when you feel ornery, you're somewhere that your inner being isn't. It's just as simple as that. The law of attraction is matching the signal that you're transmitting, not yesterday and not tomorrow, but now. Matching your now signal, matching your now signal. So what do you do about your now signal? How do you prepare your now signal? How do you approach this world? Here you are in your flesh, blood, and bony bodies, mostly not even recognizing the fact that you are vibrational beings, that you are transmitting and receiving mechanisms in a universe that's managed by law of attraction, who is managing all of those transmissions. And do you like knowing that there's a way to know what your vibrational output is? Your emotions tell you, don't they? Your emotions let you know whether in this moment what you're broadcasting with your mind, with your thoughts, with your words, what you're broadcasting, whether or not it matches who you really are and all that you've come to. Reorient yourself into the realization, to the remembering that you're a vibrational being. Because when you remember that, and when you get a handle on what you're broadcasting, and then when you practice what you're broadcasting consistently, so that you get a vibrational rhythm going, law of attraction will make it easy for you to keep whatever momentum you've got going. If you will decide that you don't need to wait for something good to observe before you broadcast a signal that matches something that you consider to be good, then you're going to tune your frequency so that only things that would qualify in the category of what you consider to be good can be realized by you. For the most part, when you launch a rocket of desire, it's from an awareness of the contrast. So you are most likely more aware of what you don't want than of what you do want, even though what you do want has just become focused upon by the source within you. It's more powerful now than it has ever been before. Now you can tell by the way you feel whether your focused thought in this moment matches that one. If it does, you feel elation, you feel excitement, you feel eagerness, this eternal path of never-ending joyous expansion. It's supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to feel good. It is supposed to fulfill you every step of the way. When you're up to speed with all that you've become, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You feel wonderful. Things go well for you. You have good timing. You have good flexibility. Life is sweet for you, and those around you benefit just being near you. I love being in physical experience. I love knowing the laws of the universe. I love going with the flow. I love knowing how this all works. I love knowing that we are independently responsible for our own alignment. I love interacting with so many other fellow humans who are adding to the evolution of this planet. I like being out of the vortex because I like the desire that is born from it. I like knowing that we are all evolving, ever-evolving beings, and I like knowing that there is no end to that which we've become. I love knowing that I have a source energy within me who is looking at all of this and feeling good while they look on. I love knowing that the Abraham within me is aware of everything that I'm doing. I love knowing the source energy is tending my vortex. I love knowing that vibrational reality that I have been creating. I love knowing the source is tending it. I love knowing that well-being abounds. I love knowing that the well-being is the strongest vibration in the universe. And I love knowing that even though sometimes that we get out of whack, that the strong vibration of well-being is the dominant vibration. And no matter how it looks to anyone at any time, well-being is the order of the day. I love knowing that life on this planet is getting better and better and better. And I love that I've found a way that I can feel the harmony of my being most of the time. I want everyone to be joyful. I want everyone to be prosperous. And I love knowing that we live in a time-space reality where that is possible. I love knowing that it is not my responsibility for what they're doing, that it's only my responsibility for tending to my own vibration. But I love tending to my own vibration and being an inspiration to others to help them feel better too. I love knowing about the laws of the universe. I love having ridden in on the wings of well-being into this time-space reality. I love my human physical part in all of this. I love my non-physical part in all of this. I love the well-being of my time-space reality. I love knowing that all is good. I want more of this. I want to wake up every day feeling good. I want to wake up every day feeling good and getting in the vortex as quickly physically as possible. I want to know that when I'm not in the vortex, that it doesn't even matter that I'm not in the vortex, because I know the vortex exists and I know how to get in the vortex. I can get in the vortex anytime I want. There's some subjects that's really easy to get in the vortex, and some subjects it's harder to get in the vortex, and my work is to figure out the subjects that are harder to get in the vortex and either avoid them or make them easy to get in the vortex. This is the creative work that I've come here to do. This is what I am. I'm a master of molding the energy, and I do it with the power of my mind, and I'm getting better at it every day. And I love the fact that there is so much resource. The energy that creates worlds will flow through me. I love the idea of being in the vortex, all tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and focusing upon anything and everything and watching the improvement that I am showering through my attention to it happening right before my eyes. I love my creative power.